Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jessica. I'm a homeschooling mom to three, and if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, nice to see you again. This video is all about sight words, how I teach sight words, what I do to make it fun, and kind of my personal philosophy on teaching sight words. So I want to mention first off the book that I've read a few times and that has helped me the most when it comes to teaching reading and also kind of shape my philosophy on sight words, and that is this book, Uncovering the Logic of English. This is a book that goes kind of with the Logic of English program that I've talked about in so many videos because it is probably the only curriculum that I have used consistently with every single child and has worked perfectly for every one of my kids, which all learn very different styles and have different needs when it comes to learning. However, the Logic of English Foundations program has been perfect for all of them. So this book I actually read first before I got the Logic of English Foundations curriculum. But this book teaches you how to teach reading. So even if you're not going to do Logic of English, that's totally fine. This book is for you. It's for a parent or a teacher who wants to learn how to teach reading better. If you're kind of nervous about teaching reading, which is, I would say, the biggest concern that I had when I started homeschooling was how am I going to teach them to read? This book will instill so much confidence in you, and it will also be super helpful. I learned so much from reading this book, and I definitely think that I'm a better homeschool teacher because of this book. So I highly recommend this book. But into my sight words, in this book, it really teaches you about phonics and phonograms and all the spelling rules and things. We kind of learn that the English language is just unpredictable and it's just a bunch of rule breakers and you just have to kind of memorize stuff. But if you read this book, you'll find that there actually, most every word in the English language does follow a rule. We just need to learn more of the rules and more of the phonograms. And this is kind of like a phonics intensive program, meaning that if you're doing Logic of English, you'll see there aren't sight words involved in it. So I actually add in sight words, and let me tell you why. I believe in the intensive phonics approach. If you've done all about reading, also they kind of have that same approach. But I also think that teaching sight words in the beginning helps because it does instill confidence in your child. So what I do is I go online. I get the Dolch, I think I'm saying that correctly, sight word list, and I write it out. I have the pre-primer here, primer, and then on the back I have the first grade list and the second grade list. And I don't go really any further than that unless I need to, but usually by that time the kids are good readers, so I don't continue teaching sight words. I teach sight words after they learn their letter sounds. So in pre-K, my daughter learned all of her letter sounds, and this year in kindergarten she's really interested in reading. So I also don't start sight words until they are really interested in reading and they want to read on their own. She is getting interested more and more in reading. She's trying to read her books, and she's getting to that point where she's getting frustrated at having to sound out every single word. I know, puppy, come here. So when they're to that point, I think sight words are a great addition, but I try to make it fun because obviously, like, it's just, I try to make it fun. So how we do sight words are, I take the list, like right now we're just started learning sight words. So she's doing the pre-primer list. So I take that list and I make two pouches of flashcards. There is a learning pouch and then a mastered pouch. So all the words she's going to be learning for pre-primer are in here. As she masters them, I move them over to this one, and then we practice the mastered ones about once a week, just so it stays fresh in her mind. Then the learning ones will go over the actual cards. So let me tell you a few fun activities that I do to just make sight words fun. So first of all, we do sight word slap. So I'll lay out like the 3 or 4 sight words that we're working on for that day. And as I say the word, she has to smack it on the table, which one it is. So we do that for a while until she gets good at that. Then I'll have her read the words to me. Another way that I do the sight words is, excuse me, is I make these beautiful sheets with her sight words, and I let her either use the bingo little dauber do a dot markers on these, or I'll give her these little things. I don't know what they're called. I think they're called like magic noodles. They're those little starchy things, and you can dip them in water, and I'll let her kind of glue them on here. So for this, we don't use the water, we just glue them on. Or you could use pom-pom balls, buttons, just anything to like do the words and practice the sight word. So that's one kind of like fun activity for learning sight words. You can also, obviously you can search Pinterest and you're going to find tons of ideas to make sight words fun. You can write it in the little sand tables if you have them. You can have them write their sight words in shaving cream. You can have them paint their sight words. Tons of fun stuff like that. Another thing that we do to make sight words fun is stamps, because she loves stamps right now. So I have all these little colorful stamp pads, and it actually comes with another layer of colors underneath. So it's all of these awesome stamp pads, and then I have this little set of alphabet. I just got the uppercase ones, but they also have lowercase ones if you want to do your sight words in lowercase. Most everything we do with sight words, I write it in lowercase, so I kind of like that we have one thing where it's in uppercase, so she can see that even if the word begins with a capital, it's still the same sight word. So that's another fun activity for sight words. Once she's kind of learned them, I wouldn't say necessarily mastered, but she knows them mostly, then I'll start doing some other activities. Actually got the idea for these activities from our Logic of English. This is kind of some of the fun stuff they do in the workbooks with the different phonograms that the kids learn. So I just put that into sight words, and one of the fun things we do is sight word tic-tac-toe. This is really simple to make. You just do a tic-tac-toe board, you put all the sight words that you're working on in it, and then if they want to put an X there, they have to read the word. Or if they want to put an O there, they have to read the word. So you play with them and you read the words when you put in your O, and they read the words when they put in their X. And you can make, if you just do it on some white paper, you could make copies of this, or you could do several tic-tac-toe boards on one sheet of paper. So this is really easy and a ton of fun. And then I have one more idea for you guys that is probably the favorite, and that is sight word bingo. Now, this isn't technically bingo because it's not like the B-I-N-G-O, but it's just a sheet of paper with all the sight words on it. And obviously, I wait until we've learned all of these sight words somewhat, at least like gone through them. And then I have the little cards here, and I call out the sight word and she covers them up. And then when she covers the whole page, she calls out bingo. So I don't know, it's not really bingo, but it works. She has a ton of fun doing that. So sight words is actually something that she looks forward to doing. And I do sight words every day because this is just all about repetition. We're just trying to memorize these words so that when she sees them in a book that she's trying to read, she can just zoom through those sight words quickly, and it's going to give her a lot more confidence in her reading, and it's also going to help her not get frustrated when she's reading because she can read quicker, because a lot of the early learning books, about half of the words in them are sight words. So I use the Dolch sight word list, but I don't go in order, like alphabetical order. I go in order of how much I'm seeing these words come up in the book she's wanting to read. And usually the first words I always teach are a, I, the, it, is, in. Then you got like was, we, you, me, those types of words. All the words that you know they're just going to see a ton in their reading. Those are the ones I like to start with so that it quickly builds that confidence and they can start reading by, sight words as well as sounding out. So that is how I teach sight words. Oh, and just a quick mention, these little pouches and the note cards, they are from Walmart. I found them there and I thought they were really cute, and well, not cute, but really awesome, and like a good organization, better than what I've used in the past, which is just Ziploc bags. That works too, but this is just a little bit more fun for me. So that's that. I will link anything that I can think of down below, like the stamp pads. I know I got those online. I believe I got these online, so I'll try to link those. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on sight words, how I do that. Oh, the biggest thing I want to link and show you, well, I've already showed you, but is this book. So if you get any book about teaching your child to read, I think this is just an amazing book. It's just so awesome as far as what it teaches you. So I will link this book down below as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye.